Now back to the Outside Film Festival from Mountainfilm and Telluride.
I'm here with E. Benjamin Skinner, the author of A Crime So Monstrous, which chronicles the nightmarish phenomenon of modern slavery. Ben, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, great to be with you.
So, I'm wondering, what is your definition of slavery?
Slaves are those forced to work, held through fraud, under threat of violence, for no pay beyond subsistence. You know, in modern society, the term slavery has come to be a metaphor for undue hardship. You have multi-millionaire athletes who say that they're slaves because they can't get out of a contract and become a free agent. That's not slavery. Slaves are those who cannot walk away from their work.
And by your definition then, how many slaves are there in the world today?
There are as many as 27 million. The merest count is 12.3 million. One way or another, there are more slaves today than at any point in human history.
Really? And what started you on this quest to sort of right the wrong of human trafficking?
Well, it started from that statistic, from that idea that there were more slaves today than at any point in human history. But as, you know, you have to qualify it when you're about to quote Stalin, but in many cases it's the worst people that have the best quotes, and Stalin was supposed to have said, the death of 1,000,000 men is a statistic. The death of one man is a tragedy. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to go out and find one man, one woman, one child who was a slave and tell about the tragedy of their lives. I wanted to find one man, one woman, one child who had survived and tell about the hope that they could hold out. I wanted to find abolitionists, those that were fighting to free slaves. And fundamentally, I wanted to break new ground by finding those that bought and sold human beings. And I was able to do so chillingly close to where we are right now.
So what kind of trafficking patterns are we dealing with today? Where are most slaves found, and how do they get to where they are?
If we were to plot slaves on a map, the vast majority would be in South Asia, in India, in Nepal, in Sri Lanka, in Bangladesh, in Pakistan. The United Nations refers to those slaves as bonded laborers. That in no way, I think, relays the horror of what it is to be born into a debt that your parents may have taken, or your grandparents may have taken, for as little as one fellow whose grandparents took a debt of 63 cents. And 3 generations and 3 slave masters later, he and his entire family were forced to work in a quarry, blasting rocks out of this quarry, turning those rocks into gravel with pikes and mortars, and turning that gravel into sand, which is silica sand, which was used in the manufacture of glass. There's only one way in the modern world that you can turn a profit off of handmade sand, and that's through slavery.
Does slavery exist in the United States?
According to the Justice Department, there are between 14,000 and 17,000 trafficked into slavery each and every year. So, put another way, your show is 90 minutes long. On average, in that 90 minutes, 3 more people will become slaves right here in the United States.
Wow, it's really daunting.
It is, but it's not impossible to fix. And this fundamentally is what is, to me, so aggravating about this, but this is a problem that we can fix through collective action, through awareness, and through pressing our government to do the right thing. And by doing the right thing, that means shifting priorities in Washington. The amount of money that we spend on an annual basis to fight the traffic in human beings, to fight against modern-day slavery, is as much as we spend in a single day to fight the traffic in illegal drugs. And that is not to diminish the relative horrors of smoking pot, but it is to say which is the more monstrous crime. Is it a 15-year-old selling pot on the street corner, or is it a 15-year-old being sold for rape and destruction on the street corner? And I think unless we ask our public officials those questions, we will continue to live in a world with more slaves than ever before, and I don't think we have to.
Excellent. Well, Ben, thank you so much for your time. It's really been a pleasure speaking with you.
Great to talk to you.
Good luck.
Thanks very much.
All right.